Okay, we got the bad news out of the way. Now it's time for some positivity, the positive externality. When we say positive externality, it means that there are spillover benefits, not costs, but benefits. Meaning people who are not a part of the buying and selling process, not a part of the marketplace at all, actually benefit from other people buying this and selling this, right? So we actually want more of this, not less. It's like vaccinations, right? If the more people get vaccinations, the less likely there is going to be some illness spread. In addition, the more people who are driving electric cars, the more we're going to experience the benefits of clean air, for example, in our cities or whatever. Those are positive externalities. We talked about deodorant being one of those. I think one of you came up with that idea. I love that one, right? When everybody's using deodorant, everybody is happier because there's spillover benefits from people who are not the primary buyers and sellers of deodorant. That's spillover benefits. So it really, excuse me, is just a polar opposite of negative externalities. So if you know one, you should know the other. But first, we hold MSC equals supply constant, right? It's upward sloping here because as the price goes up, businesses are going to provide more because there is a profit incentive here. But we believe that for the positive ones, they take into account all the proper costs, right? We don't have spillover costs. It's, hey, here's how much it costs for a vaccination, how much it costs for all the things we have to produce. They take that into account. But benefits, not so much, right? And benefits, we have two different ones, marginal private benefit and marginal social benefit. The private benefit is actually the free market with no regulation. That's where they're going to produce. That's going to be our supply right here, or I'm sorry, demand, right here, marginal private benefit. Why? Well, they're not taking into account the fact that all of society is going to be impacted by this when you're buying an electric car. Not taking into fact that all of the classroom is going to benefit when you buy your deodorant, right? You're not taking all of that into account. How many people are going to be healthy because of your flu shot? So we believe that you should be taking that into account, but you're not currently. So in other words, social benefits are greater than your private benefits. And as a result, we should demonstrate that graphically by drawing the marginal social benefit curve to the right to the right of our marginal private benefits. Now, this is still a market failure because now I'm underproducing, right? When I underproduce, it's going to create deadweight loss. Let me show you. This is where I want to be, where MSC equals MSB, right? That is our equilibrium. That is socially optimal. However, without government regulation, I'm going to operate right here because the business only takes into account, the demanders only take into account the private benefits that they gain from this, not the social benefits. So I'm underproducing. So where's the deadweight loss? Well, just like the last one, my free market production is my cutoff, right? So I just cut this off like I normally would. When I cut it off, that area here, the distance between where I want to be, socially optimal, and where I currently am, free market, that distance is going to be our deadweight loss. And that demonstrates that we currently absolutely have a market failure. So what's the solution? How does the government step in and fix it? Because we know they fix market failures. The way they do this is something called a per unit subsidy. In other words, I subsidize it. You're not going to take that benefit into account, but I'm going to as a government by making it easier for you to access it by lowering that price for you. So when we subsidize, it moves demand to the right because the price is going to be falling for us. When that happens, we're going to keep on moving that to the right until, you guessed it, MSB equals MPB equals demand. In other words, I'm currently producing at the socially optimal quantity. That is a positive externality. Now, we have one more thing to talk about with externalities, and that's the common pool problem. It's this idea that when the government provides something, a negative or positive externality, sometimes it can create more negative externalities as a result. So sometimes, for example, the government provides public restrooms. Awesome. But it creates a negative externality over time because people have no incentive to take care of the bathrooms. There's no profit incentive there. And so the bathrooms become incredibly messy and very smelly, and the people that are walking by them have those spillover costs. In the same way, the government provides military, for example, or police force. Right? That police force is very, very important to be provided for society. However, that police force can have a negative externality if there are too many police and people are constantly being pulled over, and it can turn into a police state. For something that was originally good to provide ends up having spillover costs. That's the common pool problem. That sometimes this can get cyclical. Government fixes something, it creates more negative externalities. When we have negative externalities, the government has to step in to fix it. When the government steps in to fix it, it can create more negative externalities, and on and on and on and on it goes, right? So that really is the largest challenge to this whole thing, right? Should the government get involved with these externalities, because it could have unintended consequences as a result. All right, I hope you enjoyed that one. I know I did. Talk to you later.